Welcome to my presentation. This is Riddhi, a very prominent name in the channel. Now I shall talk about the conjunction if, a very widely used word in day-to-day English, in communication as well as in exam. However, we have found people making a mistake. People give a lot of time flipping over pages of the grammar, searching in the Google, in the if and its use, but still mistakes take place. That's why I have chosen this topic if, and it is often found in the exam, whether bank PO, CAT, GRE, GMAT, one form or other way you will find the question of if. So I request you to please devote your 10-15 minutes on my today's lecture. I can assure you, you will never make a mistake. You will be a master in the case of use of if. No question can be asked beyond these examples that I have given you. So in investing 10 minutes, you are getting full marks in your exam and you are having a control over the use of if. Suppose I am talking about a continuum. In this continuum, there are two ends. These two ends is nothing but reality and imagination, isn't it? Two are the extreme opposites. One is reality, another is imagination. The use of if moves around this continuum only. So it has these four elements in it. So reality and imagination is the two ends of this continuum. In between, another element is likely. So likely, this particular word signifies that there is a probable thing to happen. There is a chance to happen. So that talks about likely event. It may or may not happen, but there is a chance that it may occur. So that is the likely event. Now let's go to the second one, the unlikely. Here, this particular word also conveys that something can happen, but the possibility of happening it is less as compared to the likely event. Likely and unlikely both is talking about possibility of something happening, but in case of unlikely, the chance of happening is less, whereas in likely the chance of happening is more. So that's the difference, and then comes the imagination. So the continuum says first is there is reality, you cannot change it. Sun rises in the east, it will rise in the east, nobody can argue on it. So every morning it will rise, that's reality. And what is imagination? Imagination is like that, if I say I would like to be the Einstein, being a small person at this age, I am thinking that I will go and surpass Einstein. So that's kind of imagination, it is not going to happen. By the time I have passed and my line is different, my everything is different, I cannot be Einstein overnight. So that's imagination. In these two continuum, these two incidents happens, likely and unlikely. So that is all about four forms of if. If talks about that. Now let's to see how these things happen with the use of if. So these four conditions that I've said of if, it gives birth to four conditions. As I mentioned, one I call it a zero condition, one is first condition, one is second condition, one is third condition. So zero condition is nothing but talking about reality, third condition is nothing but talking about imagination, and in between this first condition and second condition in the same pattern. So that's what the condition that I have assigned them the degree of forms. Now let's move how they look like in a sentence. So I have given you the formula to correctly write a sentence according to the condition. So in case of zero condition, you will have to follow some formula. For first, a different formula, third and fourth, a different condition. So that's the formula that I've given so that you never make a mistake in writing or finding an incorrect sentence if the usage is there. So let's talk about zero sentence first. In case of zero sentence, please mind if clause and main clause. There will be two clauses when the if will be used. And case of zero sentence, the first thing will be simple present and main clause will be simple present. Both should be in the present form. That's the rule number 1 in case of zero sentence. Now moves to the type 1 condition. So 0, 1, 2, 3 that we have shown it in the previous slide. So in case of first condition, if clause must be in simple present and main clause should be will or shall according to the person. So that's the syntax. Now let's look at condition 2. In condition 2, type 2, if clause must be in simple past followed by a main clause that should have would in the sentence, then plus your remaining part of the sentence. Now type 3, the if clause must have past perfect in it, then it will be followed by a main clause which must entail would have plus past participle plus remaining part of sentence. The formula so is there. If clause there should be past perfect tense, and main clause it should have the use of would have plus past participle. And also notice that in case of main clause, instead of would we can use other modal verbs like could, might, should, etc. So that can be also used. So the same thing, only you change the modal verb in place of would. Now let's have a more clarity after using it in a sentence. So first type is zero condition sentence. I have written two sentences. Now you think the first statement where it says if the sun shines, clouds disappear. Now you tell me, isn't it true? When the sun shines, clouds disappear. When clouds appear, then there is no sun shining. That's the truth. That's the truth, universal truth. You cannot change it. So it is bound to happen that sun shines, clouds slowly and gradually will disappear. That's why in the rainy season you cannot see the sun too much. It's all about cloud. So that's the reality. You cannot change it. So as we are playing with the reality, both the if clause and main clauses have been put in the present form. Now comes the second sentence. If ice melts, it becomes water. Now you tell me, it is the truth. Nobody can deny it. It is all said to happen. If ice melts, it will become water. So that's why, as it talks about a truth, a reality that nobody can change it, so it's taking the form of present tense. So it's clear the reality and how it is related to a zero condition sentence. Now moves to the likely case, that is first condition sentence. Here the first sentence is that if you read hard, you will pass the exam. Now you tell me that you are appearing for bank exam, GMAT, GRE, CAT, TOEFL, whatever exam you appear, you work hard, then you pass the exam. There are so many other people, they also work hard, but they don't get the pass mark in the first attempt. Then they will have to work more hard. So though there is a possibility that you will pass the exam, still there is an uncertainty. So it's a likely event that you will pass if you work hard, but still there is some uncertainty in it. So uncertainty part is there. So that's why it is a likely event, that it may like to happen. That's why it is a first condition sentence. Now come to the second sentence. If you try, you will succeed. So every people try, still every people don't get the success. But there will be people who will also get success as they are trying hard. Isn't it? So if you try hard, you will succeed. It's true, but it's not true for everyone. So there is a chance of failure as well. So there is a likely incident is that you will succeed after working hard, but there is no guarantee to it. So there is uncertainty. So there is the chance of likely event. So that's why it is the first condition sentence, and the usage would be, as I shown in the previous slide, you will have to bring will. So if you try, you will succeed. So that's first condition. Now let's move to the second condition. Second condition also talks about uncertainty, but here the uncertainty is much more, much higher. So I am a normal person of the country, I am a citizen of the country India. I have no political background, nothing, simple person who just vote. So as a person, if I think that I will become a prime minister, so the possibility of is very, very less. Rather, if I say, if I work hard, I can crack CAT exam. That's can be truth. That if I try hard, I can do it. The possibility is there much higher than the case of second condition sentence, where I will become a prime minister of the country one day. So that chance is very, very less. There is a chance, but the incident of happening, that is very unlikely. So the uncertainty is more. So in this case, the first sentence, if you observe, it is if in a past tense. Second one, I have brought the modal verb could, and the sentences remain same. So understood what second condition sentence is all about. Now let's move to the imagination now. So third condition sentence is nothing but totally an imagination. That is no way can happen. It will never, never happen. That's third condition. Now if you see my first sentence, if Hitler had won the Second World War, the world would have been different. Now tell me, Hitler is already a dead personality. He already died. World over, World War II also gone. So how can you expect Hitler to win the world war? So there is no possibility that it can happen, because World War is over, Hitler is dead. So if that wouldn't happen here, so obviously the second main clause will never happen. The world would have been different. It cannot happen, because Hitler cannot come back, because it is a past incident. So it is totally an imagination that we are talking about. So in this case, the first if clause had taken the past participle form, And if you see, my main clause has introduced would have plus past participle would have been. That's the form that we have learned already. Now come to the second sentence. If I had played for Team India, I could have brought the 2019 World Cup. So suppose Sehwag, Indian opening batsman, is talking about this. So now it is 2020 and 2019 World Cup is already over. The Sehwag is talking about these incidents which is related to 2019, and 2019 year is already gone. It is 2020. It is 2020. So no way Sehwag can make the time go back to 2019. That is not possible. So that's a totally an imagination, and that's why it is a third condition. It cannot happen at all, and that's why the first sentence is with past participle form. I had played. Second sentence, I have brought modal verb could, then plus have plus past participle of the main verb bring. That's could have, that is brought. So that's the sentence. So now it is clear, and this is only four forms of if. There is no other forms, and there no other form can happen, and that's it. With this, I just wrap my session on it. Hope you have enjoyed the session, and I would request you, please like it, comment it, and also don't forget to share with others, because knowledge shared is knowledge enhanced. Thank you for watching.